Hello and welcome back to my channel. Um, Today's topic is the long-awaited Derek Chauvin, doesn't matter. The trial. You all know what I'm talking about. So, first of all, a disclaimer. Point one, I'm obviously not affected. I am not in the position to state whether this is right and how Black people are supposed to feel, how they are feeling, what it means for them. I'm just stating my personal opinion as a non-Black person, as a white person, as a not of racism affected person. Y'all get the idea, right? So I've read a lot of posts, tweets. I've watched a lot of videos, both on TikToks, YouTube, the last few days. And I over and over and over again read the topic justice was served. And that's what I really want to talk about. Once again, I'm not saying that whatever statement a Black person makes about this topic should be negated or should be discussed or is invalid or whatever. No. If a Black person thinks that's justice to them, it's not my place to say otherwise. I'm solely talking about my personal opinion. And for me personally, that's not justice. For me, when I am to define justice, justice will mean that a case like this wouldn't even exist in the first place. Justice will be Black people not fearing for their life when being pulled over by the police in the first place. Justice will be something, something we are very, very far away from. So when I look around me, when I see what's happening to Black people globally, especially in America, in Germany, in France, in predominantly white societies or countries, then I find it like a slap in the face to talk about justice. Because how can we as white people create an entire system on the back of Black people and people of color, and then a few years later, because 600 years in the history of humanity is literally just a few years, that's like, it's such a short matter, such a short time frame, but still 600 years is still a very long time when it comes to human developments and when it comes to accountability and acknowledging of our own mistakes. 600 years is not too long to acknowledge what we did, because especially because we are still benefiting from that now. So sometimes I hear people say, oh, slavery has been long ago. Oh, that was long, it was before America was founded. Or they're always, white people are so quick to pull the it's been long card. Meanwhile, it's not that long ago. It's not like interracial marriages were literally illegal 70 years ago. So it's not that long ago. So when I'm looking at justice, I think justice will be a system that acknowledges its past and really, really wants to do better. Meaning, there are reforms, laws, um, there are steps being taken to really serving the people, Black people in particularly. So when I see, first of all, this murder was a year ago, pretty much a year ago. And there was a trial that took days for a jury to convict this mother of a crime the whole wide world witnessed. So if I will, the more I think about it, the more angry I get, actually, because then we have Dylan Roof, we have Ryan Rittenhouse, to just mention two, and there are only two, that killed several people. Not only one person, they killed several people, and they went free. They were not murdered. They weren't even teased. They weren't even physically harmed. So, where's the justice in that system? Or where's the same justice that was served when George Floyd was murdered towards the people, 9 people that lost their life when Dylan Roof or whatever? I don't even bother mentioning their names correctly because who cares anyway? But where's the justice system in serving justice to the people when we are talking about Black victims? So look at George Floyd. They were white people that really justified and still justify what happened to him. So the system is not equal. I mean, if you don't know that by now, excuse me, where have you been? Where have you been the whole of 2020? Where have you been the last 600 years of human history? If you, as a white person, really think the system is equal and we are all equal in front of the law, then I mean, there's something seriously wrong with you. Like, seriously. While the trial of that George Floyd's murderer was made public, a 16 or 15-year-old black girl was shot in Ohio, 4 bullets into her chest because she had a knife. Justice? I mean, okay, are we going to wait another year for this murderer to also be convicted of a murder that was literally recorded because the dash cam, or it's not the dash cam, the body cam videos were made public. So even if she had a knife, even if she was about to stab somebody, we are not talking about random neighbors that came to help. We are talking about grown ass trained policemen that are trained to unarm criminals that shot a 15-year-old girl. um the silence is loud in that case. Like, how do people still justify that? How do you sit up here and be like, oh, she had a knife? Okay, okay. Dylan Roof had a gun and killed 9 people, was peacefully handcuffed, taken to Burger King. He's still alive. He's most likely to be free in maybe 10 years from now. I'm not sure if he was even convicted properly, but Ryan Rittenhouse was bailed out of $2 million funds that were raised by conservative groups. $2 million, somebody that killed 2 people. She had a knife, and then what? So policemen felt threatened by a knife in the hand of a 15-year-old teenager. 2 policemen that couldn't unarm her, even though that's what they are supposed to do. I think not. There is no justice in an unjust system. There is no justice in a system that was built, flourishes, and enables racism. That doesn't exist. The word justice, same with the term no justice, no peace. I don't know where that term came from. I'm not invalidating whoever said that or whoever believes in that. If you do, please do you, boo. But for me, no justice, no peace. After 600 years of slavery, kidnapping, colonialism, murder, rape, uh, invasion, you name it, we got it, we did it. Where's the justice? I mean, the civil rights movement was literally yesterday. Uh, Black people are still getting slaughtered on the streets today. As we are talking right now, a black person is being killed somewhere by the hands of white supremacy in this world. Several black people, actually. So, where's the justice? The justice that a murderer that killed somebody intentionally by kneeling on the person's neck for 9 goddamn minutes after the person severally pleaded that he cannot breathe, it's not justice, especially not when I hear up to 75 years. There are people, black people in jail for drug abuse, lifetime sentence. There are black people that are innocent with zero proof against them on death penalty in prison as we are talking right now. There are black people that have been killed in the hands of prisoners, in the hands of white supremacy, innocently. I don't need to call no names. Google is free. So when you want to justify that 75 years is justice, um, no, I don't think so. Especially then I saw white people saying, "Oh, it's a step in the right direction." Good morning. It's a step in the right direction. Which direction exactly? This is not something that's to be negated. This is not a murder that was, did he or did he not do it? This is a murder the whole wide world saw. 75 years after a year of freedom is literally the bare minimum. It's like it's on the bar is on the floor. Like, this is not justice. I mean, I am hoping and sincerely praying that this man is going to go through hell in prison, and I trust he will. And I do hope that he's not going to survive it. I hope that he's going to have every worst thing happening to him in that prison whatsoever. But I am pretty sure that he's going to be protected by white police officers inside that prison because that's the system. The system doesn't willingly sell out one of their own and then throw them to feed, you know, throw them to feed the lions and then still be like, oh, we serve justice. Because justice would have been something like the death penalty. He's in prison costing money to taxpayers in America. Somebody, yes, and by the way, before you come for me, yes, absolutely, in such cases, absolutely pro death penalty when it comes to this. This man, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, but the death penalty doesn't help. Yeah, probably, in your opinion. But this man being in prison, even if he's going to suffer, is still one costing money, and secondly, it sends a message. Okay, every time a white police officer goes free for murdering a black person, it sends a message. It expands the line or the boundaries white people have when harming black people. So every time a black person gets harmed and the white person gets away with it, that line expands. It expands. Oh, we can go even further. Oh, we can shoot a 15-year-old girl in the chest and we go free. Oh, we can kneel on a black person's neck for 9 fucking minutes and we still go free. Oh, we can invade another person's house, a black person's house, a police officer's house, shoot her in our own house and be like, we mistook their house and we'll still go free. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of names of black people that were innocently killed. So these people are most likely not going to serve their lifetime. We need to be very clear of this, that, in Germany, we say once the grass has overgrown that issue, um, it starts growing somewhere else. Kind of, like once people have forgotten about this case, who tells me that this man is not going to come out in 10 years' time? Who can assure that? you know but the death penalty is something you are gone and forgotten. You're dead. You're never ever going to harm somebody again. And it also puts fear on other police officers to think twice, 4 times, 5 times before doing something, before pulling the trigger. Think. You are trained to unarm people. You are trained to de-escalate situations. You have no right in shooting people like this. Like in Germany, we don't shoot to kill here. It's not allowed. You shoot to unarm. Like you shoot somebody in the leg, or even you can fire a warning shoot. I'm going to shoot you if you don't, and fire in the floor, in the air, or whatever. These people willingly kill black people. They know exactly what they're doing. 2 weeks ago, a white police officer mistook her teaser with a gun. She pulled out her gun and thought it was her teaser, killed somebody, and then said it was a mistake. And up till now, I've not heard anything. Is she in prison? Has she been charged yet? No. Is it going to take another one year for this justice to be served? While one case has been convicted, there are other 10 cases on the line already. So justice is defunding the police, rewriting history, paying trillions of dollars and euros in reparations, making passports, currencies equal, giving black people both in America, in Europe, in Africa, the same social standard and economical power than Western countries. Justice starts with accountability of our own mistakes. Justice is not putting a murderer that's obviously a murderer in jail for up to 75 years and then bragging about a step in the right direction. I mean, I don't want to, like I said in the beginning, I don't want to invalidate anybody's feelings. And as much as I'm seeing this in a two-faced direction, I can still very much feel and understand that, especially in the history of America, seeing a white man going in for the murder of a black person might be historical. I do understand that black people feel like that, but this is exactly what I always say. They feel like that because they've gotten so used to the racism from our own societies, from white people. They've gotten so used to white people being blatantly going free with racism that once somebody is less racist or is outspoken about racism or is being convicted for a racist, it's like, oh my God, it's it's historical. It becomes historical, which further only proves my point about white people being blatantly racist in general. Like every white person born into a white society is racist. We don't need to argue about this. So once something like this happens and Black people feel that rightful joy, it's only a sign of how messed up the society is. Because under normal circumstances, this trial would have never existed because this murder would have never happened in an ideal case. So this is where we have to go. And we are talking about justice when the moment comes when a Black person is being pulled over and they're like, oh, whoa, hi, what did I do wrong? Not when they are shaking, fearing for their lives. And the argument about compliance, don't even bring it up. There is no argument about compliance. There is no argument about self defense because we are not talking about me as a woman against a 2 meter tall, 200 pounds heavy, a Black man that's about to fight me, that's maybe probably a boxer or whatever, and I'm fearing for my life. We are talking about people that are trained to enforce the law. We are talking about people that are trained to unarm people, to de escalate situations. We are talking about professionals. That's what they're supposed to be. But at the moment, they are killers. And even in Germany, the problem is not as severe with the police as it is in America, but police brutality is very much present here. And even as I am, I'm fully aware of my privilege. I don't feel comfortable in the presence of the police. Not because I am affected or because I might fall a victim, because I associate myself with people that are the target. And this automatically means that the system looks at me like a race beta, somebody that stooped so low to associate themselves with Black people. There's nothing I've not heard concerning those insults. They don't move me because it doesn't do me anything, but this is something that puts people in danger. And I know that even in my presence, things might happen I cannot avoid. So once you are, as a Black person, or once a Black person or a person of color is that afraid of losing their life in the presence of somebody that's supposed to serve and protect them, there can never be justice. I mean, I'm going to carefully choose these words before YouTube is going to take this video down, but every time a Black person dies, 10 at least. On the other side, if you all understand what I mean, and if this goes on and on, there will be fear. Right now, a white police officer is not scared. He is not scared to lose his life for killing a Black person. He knows that the chance of him going scot-free is pretty damn high. So tell me, why wouldn't he? Because he can. So if we get to a point, and we have to get to the point whereby if a police officer pulls his trigger, he would think 5 times because he's afraid of going to lose everything he has, including his life. So until this is achieved, there can never be justice in an unjust system. So, like I said, this is just my opinion. Um, I don't believe in the police. I don't believe in them serving the people. I don't believe that the police is your friend. Um, I don't believe that they are good cops. This thing doesn't exist. There are people that maybe genuinely join the police force to make a change, but that's BS, in my opinion, because you cannot be sitting inside the glass house throwing stones. It doesn't work like that. So you cannot go and join a force that's going to force you to keep the system alive and trying to make a change. Because that force or that police department or the police itself is an institution that's part of the racist system. So how exactly do you want to make a change? Like being a good cop by giving ice cream to people in the hood? I mean, it's getting ridiculous at this point. I've seen policemen bragging about bringing sweets to the hood and making pictures with Black children, and it's giving me very much, this poverty porn. White people going to Africa, snapping pictures with poor African children, plastering them on their social medias, and all this white savior complex dripping everywhere from their platforms. This is the same thing, just that the poverty is different. The image they are portraying, it's still the white savior. And white people are everything but the white savior. Everything but the white savior. In fact, Black people don't need no savior in general. I mean, That should be really common sense by now, but you can never know because people don't like learning. White people don't like questioning the system that has been shoved down our throats ever since we were born. But the thing is, there is no such thing as a good cop. There are genuinely good people that are in the police force. But once you put that uniform on, you're serving white supremacy. You are keeping the system alive. So, and then if you think the good cop argument is a case, name the good cops that sold out or turned in the racist cops among them. I'm waiting. Tell me groups of good cops that joined together to expose the racism among their fellow policemen, or even their DAs, or even the judges, or the whole system. Tell me how many good cops have you seen that help expose the racist system, that help justice being served in the sense of maybe a black person was violated, was not killed, but was violated and abused in the hands of a policeman. Where are those good cops turning those abusers in? Where are the good cops being like, I don't want to serve a racist system because this, and this person have done this and this and that? Where are they? They are nowhere to be found. That's why there's no good cop. The system around police force is built on racism and it's being enabled by racism. Point blank. There's nothing there. I mean, this is not even a point to argue. I don't know. We are still arguing about it, of course, because it is what it is. But it all boils down to the fact that racism is in every layer of society. It doesn't matter if you go to the doctor, if you go to a lawyer, if you go to the supermarket, um, if you go, damn, I don't even know, if you go and take your trash out as a black person, all these things can cost you your life. Black women are, I think, 10 times more likely to lose their lives during childbirth. 10 times because of the lack of help and the lack of attention, medical attention they need during childbirth. I'm not making this up. This is Google. You can Google it, you can read it, you can do your own research. I mean, at this point, like I used to say, Google is free. You know, these are facts that everybody can research, everybody can educate themselves on. The system is the problem. As long as the system isn't changed, justice cannot be served. However, it's beautiful that the man is in jail, and I hope he's going to rot in jail. That being said, I hope if you watched to this place, thank you so much for watching. As usual, if you have questions or suggestions or whatever, leave them in the comments below. If you came to argue about why the police is good, don't, because I'm going to block you. So have a good day, everybody, and bye.